Salute, salute, salute. Bow. What it is, what it do, what's happening, man? Nocturnal thoughts are a real quick video, then I'm getting out the way. Why I feel like people rocking with Brian Norman Jr. ahead of this fight between Devin Haney. I don't want to say it's a knock against Devin Haney. You know, I do respect Bill Haney and Devin Haney and what they have accomplished in the sport of boxing. I don't want to overrate it. You know what I'm saying? I take it for what it really is, to my best ability to break down, you know, his resume, his career, his legacy, etc., etc. And, you know, I take my hat off to it. At the end of the day, man, we talking about some of us old heads that been watching boxing for, you know, years, you know, 30, 40, 20 years, or whatever the case may be. When we see Brian Norman Jr., we get to know him doing his interviews and how he handles himself and carries himself. He just starts to remind us of old school boxing. So a lot of us rocking with Brian Norman Jr. win, lose, or draw. Because on the skill level, on the surface of it, this looked like a fight that Devin Haney could just, you know, whitewash, white glove, take him to school, outclass him. You know, he said he a bum, so he could outclass the bum, because Devin Haney is more of a pure boxer. You dig? But the grit in the old school and the brawl type of power boxer that Brian Norman Jr. is, not flashy, not flamboyant, no passion for fashion. You know, it's like you said, throwing hands and making bands. It's all about that old school type of fighter mentality, not you know, shiny and glitzy and jewelry and you know, the most expensive cars. No knock against Floyd Money Mayweather, but just not that Floyd Money Mayweather blueprint or green print. You know, we want to see that old school shit. We want to see dudes who got the busted up knuckles, who got, you know, who old man. Even though I have knocked Brian Norman Sr. for the way he'd handled the negotiations with Jerome Boots in his team, how he pulled out of that, I still like to see Brian Norman Sr. as a mechanic, blue collar, old school, and still can get in shape and go fight a younger, or maybe, I don't know if he's younger or not, but that Greg Hatchett, who's been in the gym, you know, in Philadelphia, where it's supposed to be a boxing town, and go in there and get, you know, get beat down by Brian Norman Sr. to a certain extent. So every time I hear Brian Norman Jr. talk, he just talk old school, blue collar, nitty gritty, just raw. Not that